In the bustling town of Gearville, nestled between towering machines and glowing factories, lived a 16-year-old janitor named Milo. He had a nervous smile and a habit of doodling machine designs in his notebook, but most folks, including his co-workers at Spark Vibeworks, didn't notice him. Not that it bothered Milo much. He was used to being in the background. What Milo loved most about working at the factory was being around the machines, especially the giant gear in the center of the factory floor. It reminded him of his late dad, a former factory mechanic who had taught him to notice the little things. Like the time he'd shown his son a loose screw and asked him to tighten it. Then, when he'd asked why, Milo had replied, because if that screw comes loose, the whole machine might break, and his dad had ruffled his hair and said, exactly. That's why you gotta pay attention to the little things. One day, while dusting the giant gear, Milo spotted a tiny, wobbly cog. He pointed it out to Clara, a kind worker who often took breaks with Milo. "Milo, you worrying too much?" she teased. "It's just a cog." Besides, Mr. Bramble is gonna fix it during his shift, but others who heard her say it, too, were too busy to care. That night, Milo dreamt of his dad saying, "Every piece matters, Milo, even the smallest one." Suddenly, the dream felt very real. He got up, grabbed his dad's old wrench from his pocket, and headed back to the factory. The next morning, the cog snapped loose. "I knew it," Milo whispered, rushing over to the giant gear. The machine screeched to a halt. The colorful cubes that powered the town's lights stopped glowing, and the street lights flickered. The workers panicked, pointing fingers and arguing over who was to blame. But then Clara stepped forward. She remembered Milo's warning and felt a pang of guilt. Taking a deep breath, she said, "I think I know what's wrong." She explained about the loose cog to the lead worker, Mr. Bramble, who had a gruff exterior but a heart of gold. Meanwhile, Milo stood frozen with fear, his heart pounding like a drum solo. He wanted to tell them he already fixed it, but his hands were shaking so badly he couldn't climb into the machine. Spotting his trembling hands, Clara called out, "Hey, kiddo, you with me?" Surprised, Milo looked up and saw the encouraging smile on Clara's face. "You've got this, kid," she said, giving him a thumbs up. With newfound determination, Milo wiped his hands on his overalls and climbed into the machine. After what felt like an eternity, the cog was back in place.